The reality of the matter, and speaking from a historical fact perspective, my father was not involved with the Munich attack. This is something out there to be researched and verified by any credible historian. However, my father was responsible for organizing the resistance in the West Bank. So the Munich attack was a God-sent opportunity for the Israelis to actually kill people.
The Beirut raid was a turning point. What had started as Golda Meir's revenge against those behind the Munich massacre had become a general campaign against all militant Palestinians.
A very senior officer involved said, a terrorist is a terrorist is a terrorist. We don't want to check too much into the details. It's not important if he was involved deeply in the Munich massacre or he wasn't. If he didn't do it yesterday, he will do it tomorrow. He's a terrorist. A terrorist is a terrorist is a terrorist.
None of the people on the list were innocent. Many were vying to stage more acts of terrorism, and this justified the assassination of people who were only indirectly involved.
Over the next 3 months, Mossad carried out 4 more assassinations, all by booby-trap bombs. Deaths returned to Rome and Paris. A killing in Athens brought Mossad's total to 11. Each time, the victim was branded a planner of Munich. Then, in June 1973, Mossad received a tip-off from a trusted source. The source revealed the whereabouts of Ali Hassan Salameh, Israel's #1 target. Mossad thought they finally had their man. But things were about to go horribly wrong. Salameh had been traced to Norway, but the unexpected news caught Mossad unawares. With all their top operatives busy on other missions, Mossad was forced to improvise.
Since the whole operation was planned in a hurry, the Mossad didn't send the best officers they had. They didn't arrange a good cover story for each and every one.
There was not enough support in Norway to do the job. They even took 2 people who were not fully trained professionals.
A hit team, including officers with no field experience, was hurriedly thrown together. And on the 18th of July, 1973, they flew to Oslo. The team followed the trail to the sleepy northern town of Lillehammer. But their inexperience was soon to raise suspicions.
In this small town, most of the inhabitants were blonde, right? And this group of 6, 7, or 8, or sometimes more, brown or black hair, they attract attention immediately.
Unaware that they had been noticed, the team continued their search. At noon on the 20th of July, they believed they'd found their man.
They had a picture, and comparing it with the picture, they said, this is the guy. Although it's Lillehammer, it's far. We have Ali Hassan Salameh in our hands.
But there was something strange about Salameh's behavior.
Ali Hassan Salameh is behaving like he's at home in Lillehammer. His hometown is Beirut, it's not Lillehammer. And he knows all the streets of Lillehammer, so they didn't refer to all these small question marks.
Within hours of the identification of Salameh, Tel Aviv gave the go-ahead. The assassins prepared to eliminate their #1 target. On the 3rd floor of a tower block, 23-year-old Dagmar Bring was spending a quiet evening in.
I was knitting and watching a very exciting film. I stood up and looked out of the window. I saw a car and a man jumping out and walking over to the couple. I thought he was asking directions. He had on dark clothes, and to me it looked like he had a ski mask.
Hit by 14 bullets from the .22 Berettas, the man was dead within minutes. It had seemed a textbook operation. But Mossad had made a terrible blunder. They'd shot the wrong man. Ahmed Bouchiki, an innocent Moroccan waiter, had lived in Norway for 5 years. Mossad had mistaken him for the mastermind of Munich.
The guy had no connection with Black September or anything. He was living happily with his Norwegian pregnant wife in Lillehammer, and it was a huge mistake.
Now the whole operation threatened to fall apart. Descriptions of the suspicious foreigners were passed to the authorities. Police swooped on 2 members of the support team. Their lack of experience would prove their undoing.
They were the first to be caught. They broke down in interrogation. Their disguise was blown up, and they led to other people involved, and almost the whole network was cracked, and the Lillehammer fiasco occurred.
It's not only that they killed the wrong guy, they were caught.
Within days, the police rounded up 6 agents. To make matters worse, even the original tip-off on Salameh's whereabouts turned out to be false, deliberately planted by a Palestinian spy.
We had what we thought was very, very good information from an agent who turned out to be a double agent. And we went to Lillehammer based on what we thought was very, very good information.
At the trial, details of Israel's secret operation were exposed. When the agents were convicted and jailed, the world's press had a field day. The Lillehammer operation became the greatest disaster in the history of Mossad.
Lillehammer was an operation gone wrong from beginning to end, and it's something that none of us are very proud of. But as I say, you get good ones and you get bad ones. I mean, that's part of the game, if you like. The only intelligence agency that never gets these things wrong are the ones that don't do anything.
Bowing to international outrage, Committee X was quietly stepped down. Israel's secret campaign had ended in public disgrace. Operation Wrath of God was officially over. But Mossad did not forget about Ali Hassan Salameh. 2 years after the Munich massacre, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat and his team were invited to the United Nations. By his side, a living taunt to the Mossad watchers, Salameh himself.
Hassan Ali Salameh was an open wound for Mossad. They knew that while in United Nations vicinity, they cannot harm him, and they were deeply frustrated.
Provoked, Mossad reopened his file, but for 5 years the trail went cold. Then, in January 1979, Salameh was tracked down to war-torn Beirut. His daily routine was monitored. On the 29th, a car bomb exploded as Salameh and his bodyguards passed by. Mossad's #1 target was dead. With the killing of Salameh, Israel finally closed the chapter on the Olympic massacre.